Before we begin, tell us which honey is in your pantry. A supermarket squeeze bottle, expensive manuka, market honey, or a jar bought from a beekeeper. Today, we are counting down 8 honey brands sold in Australia that careful shoppers may want to skip, followed by 3 that are much easier to recommend. But here is the truth most viral honey videos leave out. There is no credible evidence proving that every jar from 8 major brands is fake, toxic, or dangerous. Food sold as honey in Australia must meet the legal definition of honey, and packaged products must carry ingredient and country of origin information. The real questions are, is it 100% Australian? Can you trace its region and floral source? Is it plain honey, or a product with added ingredients? Are you paying for information, or for a famous name and a health halo? So when we say avoid, we mean skip it when the label does not match what you want. A basic blend may be fine for baking, while a shopper paying premium prices for raw, local, or single origin honey should demand more transparency. Brand number 8. Woolworths Pure Australian Honey. Woolworths Pure Australian Honey gets one important thing right. Its current listing identifies it as a product of Australia, and the ingredient list simply says honey. That is better than a honey-flavored spread or a product made from imported ingredients. The reason it enters the caution list is the lack of detail beyond that. The listing does not identify the state, beekeeper, floral source, or harvest. That does not make it fake, but traceability is limited. If you need an affordable sweetener for toast, marinades, or baking, it may do the job. But Australian honey is not the same as single origin, raw, unfiltered, or traceable to a specific apiary. Skip it when provenance matters more than price. Brand number 7. Coles Pure Australian Honey. Coles sells pure Australian honey in jar and squeeze formats, and current listings identify it as Australian. Again, there is no official finding here that the product is adulterated. The concern is that a generic supermarket blend tells the buyer little beyond country of origin. Honey changes with location and season. Yellow box, leatherwood, jarrah, and ironbark can taste very different. Blending creates consistency, but can erase regional character. Choose this type of house brand honey when price and convenience matter. Skip it when you want a named beekeeper, floral source, or harvest region. Genuine Australian honey can still offer less transparency than a specialist producer. Brand number 6. Aldi Bramwell's Mixed Blossom Honey. Bramwell's is a visible budget label at Aldi, but shoppers need to distinguish between its products. Aldi lists Australian honey products as well as mixed blossom honey. It also warns that online descriptions, packaging, ingredients, and country of origin information may differ from what is available in a local store. Never assume every jar under one brand has the same origin. Mixed blossom describes nectar from multiple floral sources. It does not identify the country. Find the country of origin box on the actual bottle. Look for product of Australia or made in Australia from 100% Australian ingredients. Do not avoid the entire Bramwell's name, but avoid buying the cheapest variant without reading the back. The Australian labelled version may be reasonable. A vague version should not get a free pass. Brand number 5, Capilano Pure Honey. This entry will surprise people because Capilano's current pure honey is promoted as 100% Australian honey, sourced from hundreds of Australian beekeeping families. The company describes it as a signature blend of eucalypt and ground flora honeys. That is far more accurate than rumours claiming all Capilano honey is imported or fake. Why place it on the caution side? Because shoppers often confuse 100% Australian with single origin, raw, unheated, or from one beekeeper. Those are separate claims. Capilano's strength is consistency, a familiar flavour created from a large supplier network. Its weakness, for provenance-focused buyers, is that the standard jar is not intended to represent one location or one harvest. For ordinary household use, Capilano is not dangerous. But if you want a particular forest or small regional producer, The standard blend may not be your first choice. Read the exact label. Brand number 4, Barnes Naturals Ollie K8 Honey with prebiotics. Barnes Naturals sells Australian active honeys, including Manuka and Jarrah products that it says are independently tested. But Ollie K8 Honey with prebiotics needs a separate explanation. The company says this product starts with Australian eucalypt honey and is blended with inulin to increase its prebiotic content. It is therefore not the same as a jar whose only ingredient is honey. Added inulin may be exactly why some people choose it, but a shopper looking for pure honey could misunderstand the wellness-focused front label. Turn the jar around. If you specifically want inulin, that is a personal choice. If you want nothing but what bees stored in the comb, choose a plain product with honey as the sole ingredient. Wellness branding also does not turn honey into medicine. It remains a concentrated sweet food. Brand number 3, Egmont Manuka Honey. Egmont Manuka Honey is not being criticized as poor quality. Its Woolworths listing identifies it as 100% pure New Zealand honey and displays an MGO rating. The reason to skip it is simple. It is not Australian honey. Many shoppers see Manuka on an Australian supermarket shelf and assume they are supporting Australian beekeepers. In this case, the label says otherwise. New Zealand Manuka can be authentic and tested, but that does not make it local. There is also a value question. An MGO-rated jar can cost far more than ordinary Australian bush honey. If you are buying honey for porridge, tea, or toast, that premium may provide no practical benefit worth the price. If you specifically want New Zealand Manuka, Egmont may fit. If you want Australian honey, leave it on the shelf. Brand number 2, Manuka Health. Manuka Health is another established New Zealand brand rather than an Australian producer. Its Australian website sells jars with MGO ratings from everyday levels to high-potency products costing well over $100 for 250 grams. The company says its honey is traceable, produced and packed in New Zealand. The caution is not authenticity. It is marketing, price, and purpose. Higher MGO numbers can make shoppers believe the most expensive jar is automatically the healthiest choice. But honey is still mostly sugar, and a laboratory rating does not mean you need a luxury spoonful every morning. Do not buy a 3-digit price tag because the label looks medical. Decide whether you are paying for flavor, a certified Manuka rating, a gift, or a product recommended for a specific reason. Food-grade Manuka should never replace medical wound care or prescribed treatment. For ordinary eating, traceable Australian honey may offer more local value for much less money. Brand number 1, Lowry. Lowry takes the top caution position because its history is often repeated without context. In 2018, allegations claimed that Lowry and other products were adulterated based on nuclear magnetic resonance testing. The ACC investigated, but concluded that the testing was not reliable enough at that time to support legal action. It is wrong to say the regulator proved Lowry was fake. However, Lowry was known as a lower-cost blend that included imported honey, which is enough reason for provenance-focused buyers to look elsewhere. If you encounter the brand, old stock, or an online listing, read the current country of origin panel and ingredient list on that exact jar. Imported blend does not automatically mean adulterated. Pure honey does not automatically mean Australian, and a disputed laboratory result is not the same as a court proving fraud. Avoid Lowry when your goal is fully Australian, traceable honey, but do not repeat unsupported claims that every jar was syrup. The stronger criticism is visible on the label. Buyers who want to support Australian beekeepers have clearer options. If this breakdown is helping you shop with evidence instead of rumors, hit like and subscribe. We separate what a label proves from what social media repeats. Now let us move to 3 brands that are easier to recommend. They are not magic foods, but their Australian sourcing and product information are clearer. Eat It brand number 3, Bee Honey. Bee Honey says its products are made from 100% pure Australian honey, sourced directly from Australian beehives, and supermarket listings identify the honey as Australian. That gives buyers a clear answer to the first question: where did it come from? The brand supports the Purple Hive project, which monitors threats such as Varroa mite. That connects the purchase to the local beekeeping industry. Bee honey is still a mainstream blend, rather than a guarantee of one floral source. But for families wanting an accessible supermarket jar with a clear, 100% Australian position, it is an easy recommendation. Eat It brand number 2, Weskerby Raw and Unfiltered Honey. Weskerby offers useful sourcing information. Its range includes raw and unfiltered Western Australian honey, and the company says the honey is locally produced, quality checked, and packed in Western Australia. It also publishes information about food safety and organic certifications at its production facility. You know the country, can choose a Western Australian product, and the ingredient list is 100% pure Australian honey. Do not panic if genuine honey crystallizes. Crystallization is a natural physical change and does not prove spoilage or fakery. Weskerby even explains how to warm the container gently if you prefer a runnier texture. For buyers wanting stronger regional identity and a raw, unfiltered option, Weskerby is a solid choice. Eat It brand number 1, Beechworth Honey. Beechworth takes number 1 because its public promise is direct: 100% Australian honey, no imported honey, and traceability from hive to jar. The company says it has never imported honey and has previously let products disappear from supermarket shelves when Australian supply was insufficient, rather than replacing it with overseas honey. It also explains handling more clearly than many mass-market brands. Beechworth says most of its honey is raw, except where pasteurization is legally required for entry into Western Australia, and that controlled warming helps the honey flow without excessive heat. Its range includes traditional blends, raw honey, honeycomb, and named single varietal honeys. That gives shoppers a choice between an everyday jar and a distinctive floral source. Check the current label, but the sourcing information is stronger than most supermarket alternatives. The final verdict: the worst honey is not automatically the cheapest jar, and the best is not automatically the one with the highest MGO number. The smartest purchase is the product whose label matches your goal. For everyday Australian honey, look for a country of origin statement showing 100% Australian ingredients and an ingredient list containing only honey. For more flavor and traceability, look for a region, floral source, beekeeper, batch, or harvest. If a product says honey blend, honey spread, prebiotic honey, or flavored honey, check what has been added. Do not use color, thickness, or crystallization as a home fraud test. Real honey can be pale or dark, runny or set, depending on floral source, temperature, and storage. Internet tests involving flames, water, bread, or ants cannot prove authenticity. One safety rule applies to every brand: never give honey to a baby under 12 months because of the risk of infant botulism. Adults should remember that honey is a concentrated source of sugar. A better origin story does not make unlimited spoonfuls healthy. Our 3 easiest recommendations are bee honey, Weskerby, and Beechworth, with Beechworth taking the top spot for Australian sourcing, traceability, and varietal choice. Capilano, Woolworths, Coles, and Australian-labelled Bramwells may still be perfectly usable, but judge the exact label and what you expect for the price. Now tell us, which Australian honey tastes best, and can you name its region or floral source? Share the exact product and country of origin wording rather than rumors. If this video helped you avoid a misleading purchase, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share it with anyone who buys expensive Manuka without checking its origin, or assumes every golden squeeze bottle contains the same thing.